Hey, hello, and how are you? What's up, KKC crew? I got a quick message for you. So listen, I'm sitting here currently getting myself ready, putting on my makeup and such. And it was the funniest thing in the world. I got a revelation. And the revelation that I got was access denied. So now I gotta tell you a funny story where I think this would have come from. When I got ready to come into this room, I took the key, because you know how they do the electronic keys, right? And I put the key against the door. And the craziest thing happened. When I put this key against this door, the light turned red and yellow. Now I know for a fact, I've been to enough hotels, enough resorts. The light's not supposed to turn red, nor is it supposed to turn yellow. So what I told myself is, oh man, something's wrong with the key. That's the first thing I want to do is blame it, something's wrong with the key. Now that's a valid answer. There very well could be something wrong with the key, right? So what I did was, I switched the key. Now this me being a little lazy, I left the key inside of the sleeve, right? I didn't take it out because some places where I go, I can go ahead and I can put that key up to it, and it's like the sensor, the code that's inside of it can be read even through the sleeve. So I decided this time, I said, you know what? You know what? I said, I think I may have to actually take it out of the sleeve. So as a result, I took it out of the sleeve. No problem, right? When I took it out of the sleeve, put it up against the placement, boom, red and yellow. I said, something wrong with the key. I'm sorry, something wrong with the key. So I was, a little bit agitated because I had just come from downstairs, and the fact of coming back upstairs after just coming down, I'm like, man, I got to get back on this elevator. This place is a little bit too big to be getting lost again. I'm on a time schedule. I don't have time. So I was like, okay. So before I went all panic mode and all aggravation mode, I stopped and I said, okay, let me look at everything. So I looked at the key. I got 2 keys made, so I said, well, let me try the other key because maybe this key wasn't scanned in properly. That happens. Mistakes happen. So I took the other key out of the sleeve, put it up to the placement. Access denied. Red and yellow showed up. I knew I couldn't get in. So I got ready to go back to that elevator. Got to the elevator. I even pushed a button. And then I stopped and I said to myself, make sure that you read the number on the room right. Just came to me. I'm standing there like an epiphany. I said, ah. So I looked. The number on the room, I was 1 room off from my actual room. So I looked and I said, my God, I'm about to travel all the way back downstairs on this elevator, get in a line for a key that I believe, 2 keys at this point that I believe were scanned in wrong and did not work. It wasn't the key, it was the key owner. It was the person that was operating the key. I was at the wrong room. I was 1 room off. So I go to the other room. And let me tell you what's so funny. When I go to the other room, the first thing I do is take out the key, put it against the plate. Guess what happens? Automatically, it turns green. Come on now. Automatically, it turns green. I went from an access denied to an access granted immediately. Me trying to be funny, me so excited to know that it turned green and I didn't have to go downstairs and retrace my steps. I messed around, got super excited, put it back in the sleeve, and then when I put it back in the sleeve, I wanted to see if it worked that way. Put the sleeve up against the thing, automatic, turns green, doors unlocked. Why do I come on here to say that to you? There's a lesson in everything, and I truly believe that. There's a lesson in everything. See, I was being access denied because first and foremost, I'm thinking it's the key. I'm blaming it on everything but what my actions were. I'm telling myself that they didn't scan the key right. I'm telling myself that these keys are defective and old. I'm telling myself maybe the door just didn't read it properly. But I kept getting access denied. But when I was wise enough to stop, look over and see what door I was actually at versus what door that key was granted to open, then I found out it wasn't the key that was the access wrong. It was me accessing the wrong door. Somebody out there needs to hear this because that thing touched me. See, I learned with anything. The Lord said he'll teach us if we're willing to be students to learn, okay? So I'm sitting there and I said to myself, I said, some things in our life have been access denied for a long time. And we blamed it on everybody else. We blamed it on every other key in our life. And we said that that's the reason why that door wasn't open. But did we stop and ask ourselves a valuable question? First and foremost, that wasn't my room. To go in that room was to be invading the space of someone else. Some doors you're trying to open, they're not your door. That is not your room. That's not where you're supposed to be. But you still trying to forcibly make your way inside that room because you think that's where you're supposed to be. Somebody heard it. Or somebody called that. You're getting an access denied because you're not supposed to be in that room. But then there's somebody else. Then, like I said, you're blaming it on everything and everybody else. The reason I couldn't go in that job, the reason I couldn't get that promotion, the reason I couldn't have the higher ups look at me, the reason this didn't happen for me is because this key, because this situation, because it's because you're not supposed to do it. Somebody else is supposed to do it. But let me tell you about when you get to your room. Come on now. Let me tell you about when you get to your door. The key that you hold in your hand, the power to move to the next level, the power to walk through the threshold of that doorway, it opens up automatically. The light turns green and you get an access granted. Now somebody out there caught that, somebody's out there caught that because they see what I'm giving, okay? You see what I'm putting down? Thank you, pick it on up. That key that you hold right now in your hand, in the power of your hand, that key is to open a specific door, a particular door. And guess what? When you get to that door, you place that key upon that placeholder. What you're going to find out is, honey, it's an access granted. Love you. Bye.